What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman and Ben Rasa here for Awesemo.com, and we are back with the breakfast menu served up by No House Advantage. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. But make sure you are heading to No House Advantage and checking out what they have to offer, whether that's NBA, MLB, PGA, and NFL right around the corner. They've got those contests, and you don't have to worry about fantasy points. We're talking more about player props, and that's sort of like the topic of the breakfast menu on a day-to-day basis. Use the promo code Awesemo. Get yourself a $20 instant match deposit bonus. Free money, can't beat it. You should do that. Use that promo code Awesemo. Download the app in the App Store, or just go to the website, nohouseadvantage.com. Win big with player props today. No House Advantage, we're going to be serving up a side in a little bit, but for now, Game 6 of the NBA Finals, potentially the final game of the Finals. I'm honestly a little sad, although I clearly want the Bucks to win.
Don't have a strong position on either team. I hope it goes 7, even though I'm kind of rooting for the Bucks, so I don't know what that says about me. I'm just excited to see it, excited to get back to basketball. I split in my baseball yesterday, which for me feels like a win, but this is going to be an interesting one. Obviously, winning Game 5, whatever you want to call it. Bucks have everything you could ask for. One game at home to win it all.
I still have Bucks to win the series 4-2 floating out in the ether. I have the Bucks to win the series still floating out in the ether. I have Chris Middleton to win Finals MVP, which might as well be graded as a loss right now, but still nice to have. But it's not happening. It is actually a worse line now than it was when I got it, which for a brief moment in time, it was looking fantastic. And then we found out that Giannis is built out of non-human parts and was immediately back and better than he's ever been. So that's also great.
That sums it up nicely. But
yeah,
do you want to go first? Do you want to go? I don't even know where we're at in life, so we're just going to do this.
You are the leader right now. I will defer to you. Your choice.
Dealer's choice. I'm going to go first. Why not?
Okay.
We'll live a little. I'm going to get things started with, I think, a nice easy prop. A little juicy, but you know what? Sometimes when you only have one game, you got to find those. Devin Booker assists. I see 4.5s out there, but there are a couple 3.5s if you look. 3.5 minus 160 to go over. To me, it's just a line. Yes, you're laying a lot of juice, but it's warranted. He's going, in my opinion, to clear this relatively easily. He took north of 30 shots in the last game. Late when he was single-handedly keeping them in, the Bucks realized, let's trap him, let's force the ball out of his hands. I think they do that earlier tonight. It's going to lead to a lot of wide open shots. The way the Suns shoot seemingly every game, even in the losses, a lot of opportunities for easy assists for him. If he's on the court for 40 plus minutes, then I don't know any scenario where he wouldn't be. He should just luck box his way into 4 or more assists. So I feel very comfortable with this. I will do this to win one strip of bacon and get my card started.
I'm obviously setting you up with this one, but do you know how many assists Devin Booker has in the fourth quarter of the Finals?
0.
That would be correct. Absolutely 0.
Look at that.
Craziness.
Yeah, what does that make you worried about something?
No, I just think it's very interesting that he hasn't assisted on a single basket in the fourth quarter and they're down 3-2.
Yeah, that's not good, but
yeah.
He'll do it earlier.
I saw it yesterday and it was just really fascinating. So you talking about it was in my head. We're staying for the same team. One strip of bacon. Chris Paul under 21.5 points, minus 110. I have him projected for 19.2 in 38 minutes. It's the third best expected ROI points prop on OddsShopper. Go to OddsShopper.com to check those out. He's definitely more healthy than I thought he was coming out of Game 4. He actually looked pretty solid at closing out Game 5. I believe he was 4 for 4 at one stretch in the fourth quarter. I don't know if he missed a shot after that or not, but it wasn't as bad as I was expecting. I thought he was just going to be a ghost again, and he wasn't. He was a little bit more involved. But for Chris Paul, they just haven't been running the offense like this, so I'm not comfortable with him getting a lot of scoring. I think if Chris Paul goes over the 21.5 point mark in this game, that's probably really good for the Suns in comparison to where they've been for Game 3, 4, and 5. But for right now, I just think the Bucks are playing too good a basketball. They're looking too solid defensively. And simply put, we're going back to Milwaukee. And I just think, I think the Bucks cover. This is not a line that I have. I think the Bucks cover the 5 today. And at that point in time, I just can't imagine Chris Paul is also scoring north of 21.5 points in that realm. So -110, nothing too crazy to me. Chris Paul under 21.5.
You take that. I feel like 6 games in the series, you've bet that line. It's got to be at least a couple times. You always short Chris Paul.
I don't think that I've taken it at all.
Don't lie. Don't lie to the people. They know. It's a good
really
go back and watch every one of our videos, Chad, and find out from me. See, we pump up those views artificially. I don't know. Well, I'm sticking with you. My second pick, Chris Paul under 1.5 threes. This is a situation that I don't really have a strong take on whether he goes over or under, but I do have a strong take that I'm getting plus 158. And that to me is just too much. Chris Paul, 5 games so far. Last game, he was 3 for 3 from behind the arc. I can live with that. Game 4, he took 2 threes, then 4, 5, and 7, which are pretty healthy totals. But again, it's very reasonable that he could go 1 for 5, 1 for 4. If he takes 7, I'm probably in trouble. But again, I'm getting plus 158 here. It's a situation where at times Chris Paul looks like he's in full control, part of the offense. Other times he's just in the corner and Booker's running the offense. He's not doing much. And again, I think it's pretty reasonable to think that I get a volume that I can live with, whether it's 2 or 3 or 4 attempts. And if that's the case, at plus 158, I can live with the results. So I'm going to put down a strip of bacon. I know I'm taking a risk here. It's obviously less than 50% to cash, but again, the odds certainly give me a lot of room there. And I think that this one could be a sneaky value play.
So I took Chris Paul under 17.5 points on June 24th. It won. I took him under 21.5 points on July 8th. It lost. Those were the only 2 times I took his points props. I didn't short him the other times. I took him to double twice, and both of those failed. I believe that was game 3 and game 4. So I backed Chris Paul twice, and he destroyed me.
But you thought it was going to be with assists and steals.
Exactly. That is true. I did say that. I did say that.
Right.
One strip of bacon on Brook Lopez under 4.5 rebounds plus 110. I have him projected for 3.8 rebounds in 25 minutes. Again, it's the 3rd best expected ROI rebounding prop on OddsShopper. This is another one of those, and I think that I've taken this bet before, actually. And we talked about this one very specifically. If Brook Lopez happens to not play as many minutes as I expect, I'm very confident that he goes under 4.5 rebounds and it looks great. If Brook Lopez happens to have to play 28, 29, even 30 minutes, I am not even all that nervous that he goes under 4.5 because that's just not what he does. Brook Lopez is a fantastic guy for team rebounding, but not a fantastic guy for individual rebounding. He is excellent at boxing out, but he's clearing it out for somebody else to pick up that board. At plus money, I felt great. I was already under that number anyway. So I think that I'm getting value on the number and I've got a lot of wiggle room. So I'm going back to Brook Lopez under 4.5 boards.
You've definitely, you did that, I believe, under 5.5 one time. He only got a couple rebounds. You explained it the same way. The only question I have for you, did you consider maybe going like 2 strips of bacon there?
I did not, but I probably should have. I've got so much riding on this game at this point that I didn't really want to take more and then end up being down a ton in game 7.
No, that's more than reasonable. That's just one you've seen to identify for the series that Brook Lopez is not the one who's actually getting the rebounds more often than not. All right, my last pick. It's definitely one that I don't know how many times I've taken this to pretty good success at times. I did hit a two strips of bacon play on this exact one. I'm doing it again. Cam Johnson under 12.5 points, rebounds, assists, minus 128. So first thing I did, I wanted to short him. I went to his points, 8.5, minus 133 to the under. Then I went to the boards, 3.5, minus 158 to the under. So I didn't want to lay that type of juice. He doesn't get many assists. I think it's very reasonable to think that he ends with 1 or 0 assists. So I'm really looking at points and rebounds here. Instead of paying that juice and that combines to 12, I can get under 12.5 here for minus 128. And Cam Johnson, as I've said, in game 4, Booker got in serious foul trouble. Ayton got in serious foul trouble. Game 5, Booker got in serious foul trouble. He was the guy that was coming on. They were playing small. In that last game, which was actually game 5, he did not play as much. He was more of a non-factor, and they just have those wings. I think they still don't know exactly what they want to do with Bridges and Crowder and Cam Johnson. There's an element of riding the hot hand. The guy's been unbelievable from three. He was 2 for 2 again in game 5. I mean, I'm going to have to live with that if he's very efficient, but there's also times where, like anyone else, he could go a little cold, and I just don't think the opportunities are going to be there nearly as much. So despite the vomit that I tried to explain with the foul trouble in the rotating string of games, the moral of the story is that Cam Johnson, I think more often than not, plays in the low 20s tonight. I can live with that. Under 12.5 points, rebounds, assists, minus 128 to win 1 strip of bacon.
I have no problems with that one whatsoever. I don't know how long he's going to be out on the floor because I don't think they go to a lot of situations where he's going to, like, I think he's just the third choice. So
I agree. He's been, that's the thing. He's been the third choice. They've just been forced into him because of specific scenarios that I think are pretty unlikely game in and game out.
Well, speaking of things that are unlikely, my third pick is here, and I hope that it happens. Obviously, that's why it is my final pick. I am putting a quarter strip of bacon on this bad boy.
Don't say
Giannis Antetokounmpo to triple-double at plus 900. I have him projected for 34.5 points, 12.2 boards, and 6 assists. So obviously, he's shy on the assist. The points and rebounds feel like a foregone conclusion as far as I'm concerned. I think they win in Milwaukee. I think they close out this series, and I think they do it on the back of an absolutely legendary Giannis performance. The assist could be crazy because he might just not have to do that, and I'm willing to take that chance at plus 900. I think it's a fun bet to try to tail because you get 2/3 of it seemingly by default. So I'll be paying very close attention to the assists. I think it would be a sick ending to the series. Obviously, that's not why you bet on things, but just the momentum alone of him closing out game 6 at home with a triple-double, legendary status for Giannis coming out of it. But at plus 900, I really didn't find a lot of value. In game 6, like the margins become pretty slim. The rotations are down to 8 guys on each team. I didn't have a lot that I was looking at, so I wanted to go for something a little bit longer and honestly just something more fun to root for during a game. Plus 900 if you're coming with me. Quarter strip of bacon, Giannis for a triple-double.
And then Middleton somehow wins MVP and you'll be riding high.
Dude, oh God. I mean, obviously, if Giannis triple-doubles in game 6, it's impossible.
Yes, even if he doesn't, it's impossible. But that's
Middleton might have to score 80 today.
He would literally need 100 points, actually 100, and I still don't think he would get it. But that's neither here nor there. I will say, chat quickly, if you want to see Josh Engleman sweating the Giannis triple-double tonight, what is it called? Live After Lock?
Yeah, we're creative about it.
Okay, live after lock.
The dinner menu.
The dinner menu, little late night snack. Josh and Lofty will be live sweating the game. They're going to be doing a ton of things. Stay tuned. It's going to be a channel change. We got a lot of exciting things because we are growing the channels rapidly here at Awesemo. So I'm really excited to that. I will be tuned in. I'll be hopping in chat and saying hi, no doubt about it. But excellent. We do have sides today.
We do have sides. No house advantage sides in particular. And I didn't go with the normal one, but you are up, so I don't know why I'm talking.
I was hoping that you would just go first, and then I could say, wow, that's the one that I had too. But I'll go first because I didn't really see anything that I liked. I went to Bobby Portis under 5.5 rebounds. Again, not a strong take there, but I do what I always do. The line, across the books is 4.5 minus 130 to the under, getting a full extra rebound. Okay. Bobby Portis is a good rebounder. I just think that's pretty lofty for him to get 6. Can he do it? Absolutely. Am I getting value? Absolutely. And that's all that I really care about.
So I went a different direction, and it's sort of hand in hand with my Giannis triple-double bet in a way. I was shocked to see this number. Giannis points plus rebounds over under 40.5. I have it at 46.7. 40.5 implies that he's projected for like 30 and 10, which is just simply not his projection at all. And I don't totally understand how they got to 40.5. It's like they missed a stat somehow. So to me, if I'm getting 6.2 over that number, there are still really good bets like PJ Tucker over a half made 3 or something along those lines, which we've been taking over and over and over again. Yeah, but for now, I'm doubling down on my Giannis take and taking points plus rebounds. You could take it at just points. You could take it the points plus rebounds plus assist if you want. I think all of those combinations for Giannis look pretty good. I just went points and rebounds. That one felt like the easiest one to grab.
It's fair. I have no problem with that.
Finish it off right now. Do we have a NBA themed Game 7 breakfast menu on Thursday?
Nah, I don't think so. I would have said pretty unlikely that the Suns lose Game 5. So certainly, but I that seems hard pressed. At home, they've been so good. I think the Bucks do finally close it down tonight. What do you think?
I not only do I think that happens, I desperately want that to happen.
Yeah. And chat, let us know in the comments. Do we see a Game 7? We want to know. Tweet us, comment, like the video, do all those things. But we want to know what you guys think. Are we going to be coming back in a couple days for a winner-take-all game, or are we going to be changing topics and talking new betting things on the breakfast menu going forward?
There we go, everybody. Also, be sure to check out PGA Contenders for the 3M. Ben and I will be recording that one a little bit later today. You'll either see it later tonight or tomorrow morning, but keep your eyes peeled for that. This may be it for the NBA, at least in terms of the breakfast menu, but we are not going anywhere. Keep your eyes peeled for this every single day of the week, of the work week at the very least. Good luck tonight, everybody. Make sure you're coming to watch live after lock. We will see you again tomorrow morning for another edition of the breakfast menu, served up by No House Advantage. It's going to be pretty sad. Obviously, it is in my best interest for the Bucks to win this game. I want to keep talking about basketball, man.
So you don't want to start doing the basketball tournament picks? Well, I watched the game last night, Elam ending, and it was game to 72, and it was 71-71.
That's sick.
It was so wild. It was a little less wild because I had one of the teams. I bet team 23, but then they hit a miracle 3, and all was right with the world. But
I love the Elam ending.
It's sick. Really, really good stuff, but